Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. It's the one and only V, the Gorilla Economist. And we have with us Chris Bohlin from The Protocol, protocolfitness.com. The link is in the description box. It is right there for you guys to go check it out. Folks, look, here's the deal. People are dealing with stress, anxiety. People are dealing with ill health. And now's the time to reinvent yourself. Now's the time for you to cut out all your bad habits. If you got some bad habits, you're sitting there, you're watching things that you shouldn't be watching that are messing with your endocrine systems. You're eating things that you shouldn't be eating. You're doing things you shouldn't be doing. Now's the time to put down the bag of Cheetos. Now's the time to shut off the pornography. Now it's time for you to focus on health and wellness and be dangerously fit and dangerously attractive and dangerously explosive in all that you do in life. And with that, we have the holistic gangster himself, Chris Bohlin. What's up, buddy? How are you?
V, my man, how are you, buddy? Thank
I'm
you
doing
so
good,
much.
man. I mean, we talked a little briefly before we went on. Yeah, I think you and I and everybody else that are like minded like us, we're using this as a time to reflect and to expand. And I think our listening audience is doing the same thing, Chris.
Absolutely. And, I love how you refer to that as, to expand ourselves, right?
Mm.
Because ultimately, what I teach is the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And the protocol is a new way of looking at fitness.
Yeah.
Because the old way of looking at fitness has served us the way it served us. And how has it served us? Well, since Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jack LaLanne, 50s and the 50s and in the 60s, exercise was about bodybuilding. And it was about the juicer, and it was about Nautilus and then jazzer, the aerobics classes and jazzercise and Jane Fonda and Richard Simmons and even in the late 80s and early 90s, body shape.
Hey, Chris, could you speak a little louder? I think some audience
Yeah.
members are saying that you need a little more volume. So if you
Sure,
can
no
project your
problem.
voice even more, go for it.
Got it. So the point I'm trying to make is that exercise, it has evolved since the 50s. We're talking 60, 70 years. But where was exercise before that? And exercise over the last 50, 60 years is a blink of an eye. And look how far we've come. It's gone through so many different transformations. So the point I'm trying to make is that exercise, fitness, working out is something that is new to culture, and new to this paradigm, which is a habit and a routine of what everybody does to stay in shape. But what does staying in shape mean? Because really, what we've come to learn is that what's most important is being physically healthy. And you know what, V? There's too many people that are sick. There are too many people that are unwell. There are too many people that are in the so-called fitness industry, but have a lot of underlying susceptibilities. And it's what I like to refer to as looking under the hood. And if I were to just cite one example, there is a celebrity trainer. I don't know his name offhand,
Billy
but
Blanks.
no, Billy, I don't know where Billy is today, but, and Billy Blanks, again, another great, Tony Little with the Gazelle.
Yeah, I remember Tony Little.
Tony Little, Body by Jake. Remember Body by Jake and Tony Little? These guys were, and Tybo.
Yep.
These guys were mass marketers, geniuses, and God bless them. And as we talked about earlier, the industry has come a long way from the bodybuilding of Arnold Schwarzenegger to Jack LaLanne, there was Nautilus and the Bally's fitness centers, and Jack LaLanne was an icon. And there were many other characters who helped carry the torch. There was Jane Fonda. There was, the step aerobics classes, the jazzercise, Zumba fitness. As you mentioned, Sweating to the Oldies, Body Shaping on ESPN in the late 80s, early 90s. There was a certain infomercial that had, the PX90s, the Insanities, just to name a good, we're naming a good amount here over the last 40 years of what's been going on.
But Chris, Chris, you have to admit, like having people who are totally atrophied, whose kinetic chain is so screwed up, having them put on a P90X, jumping up and down, doing burpees.
Oh, you know what's something
of course,
funny?
Of course, there's no injury there.
You know what? It's so funny. I just read in the Wall Street Journal yesterday. It's funny you mentioned burpees, because burpee is a guy's last name.
Okay? I had no idea.
That's his last name, was Burpee. He invented the burpee, and it's been years since he's I guess he's since passed, but his daughter was preaching what we're trying to preach a little bit here today. And that is that burpees is being used in the wrong vein.
CrossFit.
It's being used in the wrong vein. It's being overdone, and people are burpeeing themselves into injury. And she said that it was supposed to be more of a mindful process. So whether even recently on Shark Tank, Billy Blanks Jr. got a deal. Okay. And God bless them. Okay. We named a bunch of things, but the industry has evolved. And, where did it come from? People.
Hey, Chris, could you speak a little closer to your device? Because when you come closer to it, your volume, everybody is much, much better. So as close as you can. Thank you, buddy.
So
yep, go ahead.
Before the 50s and the 60s, there was a guy named Charles Atlas. Do you remember Charles Atlas?
Yep, he was in the back of every comic book.
Right. He was kicking sand. The dweeby looking guy on the beach was having sand kicked in his face, and Charles Atlas was a hero, and he developed a technique based on isometric contractions. So much so that the American Heart Association validated his method of contracting his muscles. So basically what he did was he did a lot of posing and a lot of flexing and a lot of isometrics, and they deemed that good for the heart and for the body and for your health. And so, we just want to take a good look at the timeline, because if you go before that, there were some there were some strong men around the world in the late 1800s. A guy by the name of Maxick, Maxick, if you want to look it up, and he developed his own technique of, again, a lot of muscle control, contracting one muscle, relaxing another, and getting to the full potential of a muscle. And he was like his notoriety was worldwide. And he was a strong man. And it was incredible the things that he was able to do with his body, strength-wise and otherwise. And in the early 1900s, there was a gentleman by the name of Joseph Greenstein, I think it was. Yassel Greenstein. Yes, Joseph Greenstein. And he was in the early 20s, and he used to bend steel. And he would even his hair was strong. The guy had strong hair, and He would lie on his back with a stage, a wooden stage, lying on his stomach, and a whole orchestra would perform, and he would lie underneath it. Okay, he would literally fight 20 guys at once. He was that type of just a natural. And he would draw energy from the crowd. He would talk about, but he had such strength, and you talked about it. We can get into the kinetic chain and the alignment, but even what the burpee woman said, that we've been pushing our limits. We've been artificially creating this this exterior of development, this aesthetic that has been pleasing. And if you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, he had the X factor. Who was better looking than Arnold? And that's why he won. He wasn't absolutely the biggest, the most proportionate. He had an X factor, and that's why he won 7 championships in 8 years or something like that. And so genetics play a big role. But instead of the 70 years that has evolved from this to that, we were pushed into isolating body parts, and we were pushed into developing the body as big as possible, and we were neglecting the more important parts. And the more important parts is this kinetic. This hello.
Oh, you cut out for a second, man. Go ahead. The part is the
This
missing kinetic.
kinetic chain and this alignment. And so what I'm trying to help shed light on is that this kinetic chain and this alignment is now most important. We've neglected it for far too long. We've gone from being a working class where we've been assembly line and hardworking people with our hands to now sitting behind computers and using our bodies less and less. And when we go to the gym, this whole culture of more is better, this whole culture of instant gratification, this whole culture of a quick fix, a magic bullet, no pain, no gain, and pushing ourselves. And again, I respect and admire people with strong willpower that have pushed themselves and get ripped a 6 pack or an 8 pack of abs. However, maybe you get a 10 pack. Okay, and that's great. And then you get huge biceps, and that's also great. But even like the heir to the burpee gentleman that I read in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, she said that the burpees have been misused, and we need to be more mindful. And what I'm here, Chris Bohlin, I teach something called the protocol, and the protocol is here to help us be more mindful so that we can start to treat the kinetic chain properly.
Right.
Because the kinetic chain is basically our lifeline. So we need to move from more is better and have more quality rather than just quantity.
Yeah, instead
It's
of more
very
is better, better
important
is better.
that when we look at the body, we start to see what's underneath the hood. And a lot of times our immune system and our underlying risk factors are because, well, first of all, you could have a genetic predisposition that could be very strong. But
Right.
if you are a relatively healthy person, your immune system should be strong. But the problem is when we get older, our immune system breaks down just like everything else breaks down.
Yeah.
But if we start to shine a light on strengthening the body from within and treat this kinetic alignment and this kinetic chain, which has a lot of intrinsic value, which is deep and purposeful, and we stop overusing the burpees, and we stop trying to get the biggest biceps, and we stop trying to do all the weight and all the reps and over exceed these challenges, because these challenges are going to ultimately lead to chronic breakdown,
Yeah.
chronic fatigue, chronic imbalances, chronic disease, chronic manifestations left and right. And we open up that hood. And to an untrained eye and to many tests, seeing what's underneath the hood on a mechanical level is not always so easy. but we need to start to treat it. We need to start to put to value this type of a process, this type of a practice, and this type of a mindset, V. So with the protocol, we're here to shed some light on it. And what we are going to do is we're going to teach people how to listen to their bodies, because the future of exercise, the future of fitness, the future of working out will either not change, and we will continue to break down at an alarming rate, or we will evolve and we will listen to the signs of the body, and we will heed those warnings, and we will start to put an importance, some priority on the instinct of what the body has to offer us.
Right.
And I'm here to share that the body has infinite amount to offer us in the form of alignment. But
Hmm.
that alignment, V, needs to be redefined. And it's very easily to set the ball rolling, because what we do here at the protocol is we guide you so that when you start to listen to your body and move based on how you feel, it's that primal basic instinct that will set in motion better alignment. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole science of it. I'm not going to get into the exact nature of it. But what I am going to say is that we need to get the ball rolling, simply because people are in a lot of pain and they have a lot of discomfort. And this pain and discomfort is only going to lead to more pain and discomfort. And that's why many people resort to surgery. And so we are now going to roll out the protocol, which is a system that can prevent injury, prevent pain, and prevent discomfort. And if you do have some pain and discomfort, or do have an injury, we can expedite the recovery. And what we can do is also at the same time enhance your overall performance in life. Now, life is our sport. Life is the competition, but life is a lifetime. And we need to be able to hold up against the stress of life. We're no longer lifting rocks and building things and carrying things. Now machines are doing it.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Even lifting rocks and putting things together manually has its downside. The body still breaks down at some point from those types of activity. But, and the extremes are to use your body incorrectly. That's no good. And the other extreme is to neglect your body and not use it at all. We don't want either one. We need to find a middle ground. And the middle ground is to allow a program and allow a practice that taps into the innate wisdom of the body, which is a very simple and practical approach, so that each person can take back control of their own physical fate. You do not have to break down any longer. We have gotten tremendous results with people with neck problems, shoulder problems, back problems, knee problems. And we have a blueprint, and we have an entire system of guiding principles that we can defer to and be guided with, so that you can get better little by little over time. Sometimes quickly, sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and that's okay. But we do have a solution to the modern training, the modern mindset, the modern environment, the modern lifestyle, because we're spinning our wheels. and we're really confused and we're really lost, and we're leaning on the next fad and the next gimmick, the flavor of the month, and these ideas and these new gimmicks that pop up are not useful. They're just perpetuating the problem. So when a student, a new client comes in for the first time, we teach them how to get in touch with their body. And when they start to acclimate to the process, they start to detect for themselves what's out of alignment. And then they can slowly start to make personal adjustments to their alignment. And it's an ongoing process. And that process over time evolves, and the body becomes more aligned, more whole, and more harmonious. And so that's truly the key, V. The key
Yeah.
is to make the body more whole. The key is to make the body more harmonious. But it's very important that we have, again, a blueprint and guiding principles that teach you how to move your body, which way to move your body, and whether it's to the left or whether it's to the right. And everybody is different. So once you start to adopt this lifestyle and this practice, you can start to realign your body little by little and do away with all of the pain and discomfort that befalls you. Now, sometimes people come in and they don't have any pain and discomfort. Well, that's fine. We can easily guide you so that you express yourself properly. And as you express yourself, you will create your own workout. But the source of inspiration comes from how your body feels versus a set of like a standard or a set of exercises that is like one size fits all, or it's a fixed routine, or it's predetermined, or your trainer's favorite workout he gives you, and do this and do that. No, you're going to change, create, and move based on how you feel, which is on the go, and it's moment to moment. And your body will teach you exactly what it needs. And that's truly the beauty of it. So I want to extend my platform and my handles out to everybody. So if you want to contact me, we can talk more about the protocol, and we can get the ball rolling for you, because it's so important nowadays to strengthen your immune system. And again, a lot of times we look at stuff like, okay, how do I fix something? Well, in order to truly fix something, it requires a lifestyle and a lifetime of effort. It doesn't mean that you can't fix something sooner than later, but fixing something is infinite. To 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 define something to be fixed in a finite way is to truly not understand it. To balance, to align, to fix, to correct is a process that has no limit. And here at the protocol, we teach you how to reach a plateau and then have breakthroughs. Otherwise, when we're inspired by outside sources, we hit a ceiling. We adapt to something, and then we start getting less from it. And if we just cycle in a lot of uh, exercises that shock the system with variety, you're just going to spin your wheels and ultimately warrant a diminishing returns, which means breakdown. And when the body breaks down over 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, that's how the immune system suppresses. That's how the body suppresses. And that's how everything weakens. V, you call me the holistic gangster for a reason, because
Absolutely.
holistic means whole. Holistic means that the body is a whole integrated unit. And each square inch of your body, inside and out, is interdependent. And there is unlimited energy and space and inches inside the body. We just have to find them and expose them. And that's where all of your energy and all of your immune system is. Holistic also means prevention, and it means mind and body. It doesn't mean more mind than body, and it doesn't mean more body than mind. It means that you always have to find the perfect balance between mind and body. And over time, you will strengthen and also develop balance and endurance and flexibility, and your immune system and all of the toxins that lie within you will decongest, and the natural cleansing system, the lymphatic system, the glandular system, the cellular system, all the systems, they work hand in hand. You have control of these systems to a great degree by just listening to your body and allowing us to guide you so that your body can teach you how to move and how to multiply this aligning effect exponentially so that you are truly healthy from the inside out. So I'm Chris Bohlin here for the protocol. My Instagram handle is at Protocol Fitness, PROTOCOL FITNESS. My phone number, which feel free to call me, I'm happy to speak with you, 646-204-7979. 646-204-7979. And my website is protocol hyphen, just a dash, fitness.com. Protocol hyphen or a dash, fitness.com. V, once again, my brother, thank you very much. Stay safe and do your protocol. Listen to your body, go with the flow, and surrender your will. Surrender your old habits to the feel of your body. Your body has all the answers.
Absolutely.
Much love and God bless.
Absolutely. And folks, again, go to the website. Chris has all the links there, and call him and let him discuss the an evaluation with you, and he'll tell you exactly, what it's going to take for you to get started. I recommend it. That being said, we're over and out.